Hello, welcome to Oracle of the Divine Ophite, and this is a channeled message. I've been asked to do the reading in this way today, and if you've been watching my channel, you know that this is a little bit different than how I normally do my channeled readings. But this is the format that I've been asked to adopt for this one, so I'm going to go with it. By the way, if you're returning to my channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please do that. I would really appreciate it. Helps me out a lot. If anything in this video resonates with you, please like the video. Feel free to share it with others. And so without any further ado, I'll get started. So this message came to me actually while I was in a partially asleep state last night, and I wasn't quite sure how to interpret it at first. I just kept seeing the Five of Pentacles in my mind. So then I started to meditate on the Five of Pentacles, and that's when the message started to come in. So really, this message has been kind of coalescing in my consciousness for a few hours now, and I feel like I finally, have the gist of what the message is about. The phrase that keeps coming into my mind is the tyranny of low expectations. This message is for someone out there, or perhaps a group of people out there. I'm going to describe a little bit of a scenario to you, and you can see if this resonates with you. If this does resonate with you, then that means this message is probably for you. So this is for people who basically they come from a space of lack mindset. Now, this is not their lack mindset. This is something that they were born into. So if you can imagine a baby in the womb, and this baby is full of promise and hope and all the possibility that life brings with it. But what's coalescing around this baby before it even leaves the womb is this energy that there's just not enough. There's never enough of anything. So the baby's born, and the first words, the first stirrings of energy around this baby, as soon as it breathes its first breath, are that, there's not enough. There's always this fear. Things are not good enough. The world doesn't give enough. There's not enough money. There's not enough abundance. There's not enough money. There's not enough opportunity. And as the child grows, this energy turns into actual conscious understanding. As the child learns language and can understand what the adults around are saying, the child begins to hear things like, you're not doing good enough, you're not making enough money, I don't have enough money to buy this, I don't have enough of this thing once I buy it. Then as the child gets older, the child starts to hear other messages from other adults outside of the family structure. People in school subtly telling the child that the child's work is not good enough, that they're not, they're getting the message that they're not smart enough, their grades aren't good enough, they're not good enough at a particular sport, their artwork is not quite as good as everyone else's, or as good as this other person, whoever that may be, that's being singled out in the classroom as, being the best or being the top student. So there's this constant comparison and this constant idea that There's always going to be someone better. There's always going to be someone who has more opportunity, someone who has more money, someone who's smarter, someone who's prettier, someone who's better at a particular sport, someone that's, more assertive, someone that has a better job, someone that has a better car. And the reasons for this are because, you are just not enough. There's always someone else that's more enough than you are. And so by the time this child reaches their teen years, they've already learned that they fit into the masses, and the masses are separated from the elite. The elite are a small group of people, celebrities, politicians, kings, queens, the people that we look up to, our idols. And as someone who is a part of the masses, the reason you are a part of the masses is because you are just not as good. You're not enough to be elite. You're not enough to be a celebrity. You're not enough to be the rich person or the CEO of the corporation or this person who's in a high position in life, so to speak. The reason you're not in that position is because you're just not enough. You're not good enough. You're not capable of it. And this is the constant message that most people are getting, basically from birth all the way until death. But it doesn't have to be the message up until death, because once we get to be teenagers, the message is already hardwired into the psyche in most people. Most people have lowered their expectations by that point to the extent that they don't really expect anything of themselves. And honestly, I would say that most people don't expect anything from most other people either. So as our expectations of ourselves get lower and lower and lower, our self-worth gets lower and lower and lower. And then we start to manifest exactly the life that you would expect someone with low expectations to manifest. And that would be a life that they find unsatisfying on a very deep level. And when it comes to thinking of ways to actually get out of this situation, or to create situations of opportunity or situations of abundance, well, that's not even a thought, because abundance doesn't exist for someone with low expectations. The person with low expectations, they're happy living off of scraps. They're happy living vicariously through other people. They're happy looking at that person on the television or the movie screen and allowing that person to succeed, and allowing that person to be the star, and allowing that person to be their idol. They're giving all of that energy, all of the energy that they could be using for themselves and their own abundance. They're channeling that into that idol figure. Not only that, not only are they channeling all their hopes, dreams, and expectations into these idols, these human idols, but they're also channeling their expectations into other people that they perceive as being more capable than they are, smarter than they are, more powerful than they are. And so we move into this vicious cycle of being trapped in a reality that we're unhappy with, that we're not satisfied with, because we've given over control to other people outside of ourselves, outside of our immediate influence. So we're trapped in the cycle of giving that power to those people, allowing those people to take our energy and power and create the reality that they want, even if it's a reality that doesn't quite suit our needs and doesn't make us happy. And then we can't get out of it because we've already given up our power. So we're trapped in this cycle. Give away power, power is used against us. Give away more power, power is used against us again. And it becomes impossible to break the cycle because there's no recognition that we are the ones that are in fact allowing this cycle to be created. So even though we recognize that it doesn't benefit us, we feel so helpless and so powerless because we have given up our power that we just allow the cycle to go on and on and on. And most people, this is the cycle that they live in from the moment they're born until the day they die. And the message that I'm getting from this channeling, from this idea that's coalescing in my consciousness, is that this is the time to break the cycle. Whoever I'm talking to out there, you have recognized this cycle. You have worked on yourself spiritually to the point where you are fully aware of negative cycles, things that are being created in the world that don't belong in the world. First of all, they don't belong in our reality. They don't belong in our consciousness, and yet they're there because we are allowing forces outside of ourselves to create these parasitic, unnatural manifestations that have nothing to do with the way human life should be, nothing to do with the way our lives should be conducted and should be working out and should be lived. You have recognized this, and you are ready to actually break out of that cycle, and you're also ready to assist others in breaking out of that cycle. The Five of Pentacles is relevant to this because the Five of Pentacles indicates lack mentality or spiritual poverty. Spiritual poverty that leads to material poverty. So this is the idea that there's not enough, turning into a reality where there's not enough. And the only thing that needs to change in order for this Five of Pentacles to move out of itself and continue on in the Pentacles cycle all the way up to the Ten of Pentacles, which is ultimate abundance, ultimate material happiness, and ultimate recognition of one's own personal power in order to create their own material happiness, which actually culminates in the 9, but then continues and ends its cycle in the 10. The only thing that's necessary to accomplish this is awareness. Awareness that the ideas exist. And you have become aware that these ideas exist within you and within others. And you're ready to break out of those ideas, those preconceptions. You understand that you create your own reality. You understand that you are enough. You understand that there is abundance to be had in the world, both spiritually and materially. You understand that the only thing that you ever need to idolize is the divine spark that exists within you and your own being. You understand this, and you're putting it into practice. Little by little, day by day, you're becoming more and more aware and more powerful and more empowered. But you're also being asked to spread this message to others. You're also being asked to talk to your loved ones, to express these ideas of self-empowerment, self-love, self-abundance to those around you whenever you get the opportunity. When you see someone engaging in this type of idol worship and this type of living vicariously through other people and this type of dependency on other people to solve problems and to deal with challenges, when you see people and you observe people engaging in these behaviors, it's time to speak up. It's time to not only be an example of how to break out of that cycle, but to also spell it out for people, to actually point out these things to people. They may respond negatively at first. You may get many negative responses, but this is the only way that people are going to slowly begin to understand that any negative cycles that exist in their lives are actually self-created, and that the more we depend on others to fix our negative cycles for us, the deeper we become mired in those negative cycles. People need teachers, and whoever I'm speaking to out there, you are one of those teachers. You are one of those people that is a way shower. You can show other people. You can be a guiding light. You can be a shining example of self-empowerment and the ability to truly manifest. You have all these people out there trying to manifest right now, and many people are failing at their manifestations. And the main reason they're failing at their manifestations is because they don't truly believe that they have the power to manifest their own manifestations. They're waiting for the manifestations to come from the universe. They're looking at the universe as being abundant, and they're worshiping the universe. They're giving their power away. You can even give your power away to the universe. Anytime you project power outside of yourself, you're giving your power away. Anytime you feel that your abundance is coming from somewhere else, from someone else, from an entity or a god or a personification of any kind, anytime you ask someone or something else for abundance, you're giving your power away. So these people that are trying to manifest in this way by expecting an abundant universe, the universe is not abundant. You are abundant because you are the universe. You are the universe in microcosm. So any abundance that's going to come, it's going to come from you, or it's not going to come from anywhere. And you know this. I'm talking to people out there. You have recognized this. You have learned this. And now it's time to go out there and actually help others understand this simple yet very complex truth, because this truth has been obscured for many years. This truth has been taken and buried under millennia of idol worship, of people always feeling that they need to turn to God and ask for things. They need to pray to Jesus and ask for things. They need to pray to Allah and ask for things. They need to pray to certain gods and goddesses. So every person of every spiritual path is guilty of this to some extent, of always, believing that this abundance and this power to create reality is coming from somewhere else. It's an energy that comes from outside of the self. It's time to shed light on the fact that that is not true. It's time to shed light on the fact that all the power, all the abundance is coming from you. It's coming from inside each and every one of us. The kingdom of heaven is truly within. So the heaven that we all want to create will come from within, not from without. So I'm talking to people out there that are ready to spread this message, are ready to go out there and be a light in the dark for other people who are still stuck in that lack mentality, still stuck in believing that they're not enough, still stuck in believing those messages and those teachings that we received from our parents and our grandparents and our church leaders and our our schooling systems, our jobs, our coworkers, our friends. We've got this message from everywhere in the societal structure that if you need something, you need to turn outside of yourself to find it. Everything that you will ever need, you will find inside of yourself. All the love, all the power, all the abundance, all the joy. You are capable of giving all of these things to yourself. And when you share these things with others, and when others share these things with you, it should always be out of choice, not out of need. Because need indicates lack. And lack is what you see in that card on the screen. And it's an illusion. It's a material illusion. That is the Maya. That is the illusion that we speak of when we talk about the material realm being an illusion. The material realm presents the illusion of need and lack. The spiritual realm inside of you presents the truth of infinite abundance and infinite joy and infinite possibility to create. So it's time for people to go out there and start creating the reality that they want to see. Those of you that I'm speaking to right now, you are the first. You are the new reality creators. You are going to go out and show the world how to create the reality that they want to see. You will be the first, but you will not be the last. And I feel like I'm going to leave it there. If this resonated with you at all, please like this video, share it with others, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when new videos come out. And thank you for joining me today. This is Oracle of the Divine Ophite. I will see you in the next one. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.